Hey guys, so today I'm gonna show you how to um, make a table from data with the labeled axis and error bars and the best fit line, and also the equation of the best fit line. Also, I'm going to show you how to get the maximum and minimum gradient with their equations, and I hope you learned from the video. The first thing you need to do is to determine which are the values you want to graph. So, like for me, I want to graph the compression of a spring and the average depth of a crater caused by a projectile launched by this compression. So first, you need to put the values like from the minimum to the maximum. I just put them over here, and then you need to get the average. So to get the average, you need to select the shell you want to work in, then put the equal, then P, then go to promedio, and then you just need to select the values you want to get the average from. So in this case, I want to get the average from uh, from the depth of my crater, which has an uncertainty of plus minus 0.0003 centimeters, because I measured it with a vernier caliper. And then, well, I just put the uncertainty over here, and then I just select for 0 all my values and go enter, and there it is. So for the, well, I do the same for the next spaces, equal P promedio, then this one, enter, then again, but now for 2.2 centimeters, enter, wait, okay, so I didn't put P here, sorry, P promedio, then for 3.4 centimeters, and at the end 4.6 centimeters, which is over here. Wait. So then I go enter, and then to get the uncertainty of uh, the measures of the crater, of the measures of the, you just need to take the maximum value, um, the maximum value of each compression length, and then subtract the minimum from it, and after that you just divide it by 2. So for this you need to put equal, then m max, and then you select the values. In this case are these ones for 0, then go minus minimum from these ones, and at the end you divide it times 2, so you get an uncertainty of 0.265, and then you do the same for the rest. So equal maximum from this time 1.1 centimeters minus minimum from this one, and then all of that is divided times 2. then you go enter, and then you do the same again. So I'm just gonna put minus minimum, these ones, and all of these divided by 2. Okay, so maximum minus the minimum, then you divide this by 2, and then you can just do the same maximum, this time for 4.6 centimeters, which is our last compression length graph, which we want to graph. We select them, minus minus the minimum from these values, and divide them by 2. Enter. So for the uncertainty of our compression, this will be always 0.05, but we are going to put it over here anyways, so we don't get confused. So of compression. This will be plus minus 0.05, and we are just going to drag this all over to the bottom. So the next thing we're going to do is to graph our values. So we just take our x-axis, which will be our compression length, and the y-axis that will be the average depth of the crater. So we go to insertar, then dispersion, and then we already have here our values in the chart. So then what we want to do is to add the labels. So you just select the graph, go to agregar elemento de gráfico, then títulos de los ejes, then horizontal, and then repeat it but for vertical. And you just put over here the name of your x-axis, that will be compression of the spring. Compression of the spring, that is given in centimeters, and the average depth of our crater, that is also given in centimeters. So we should change the name of our graph. In this case will be average depth of our crater versus the compression of the spring. So there is your graph. And then what you should do is add the error bars. So you click on the graph, go to agregar elemento de gráfico, then barras de error, then more options. Then you should choose, go down here in cuantitativa de error, then go to personalizada, specify value, and then you delete whatever is in both spaces provided and choose so this one is for vertical error bars. So you choose the vertical uncertainties that will be the ones in your x-axis. In this case, they will be 0.05 in both of them. And then go aceptar. Then you select the horizontal error bars and look over here. The name changed to barra de error horizontal, and then so you have to do the same but with your other uncertainties. So personalizada, especificar valor, delete whatever is in the spaces, and just select the values of your uncertainties. So now you already have your uncertainty bars. So after that, we want to get the best fit line. So for that, you need to select the graph and then go to agregar elemento de gráfico, then línea de tendencia, more options, and then you need to make sure that lineal is selected and also automática is selected. Then you need to select the last two options to get the equation of the graph. And so here we can see that there's no best fit line because this line does not touch any of our values because they are dispersed. So in this case, there's no fit line. But we're going to continue to get the minimum and make maximum gradient. So for this, you need to make a new graph. So I'm just gonna make first the maximum gradient. I'm just gonna write here max. And then you need to take the least value of of the compression of the spring, and you have to subtract its uncertainty. So you put equal the least value of your x-axis. In this case, so you write minimum, you select the data. Wait, so I got a problem over here. So minimum of minimum from this data and minus the uncertainty. In this case, it doesn't matter which one you choose because all of them have an uncertainty of 0.05 centimeters because I measured it with a ruler. So you select and go enter. So for the y-axis, you do the same. So equal minimum. Then you take the measures from the average depth and subtract the uncertainty of the least value, that in this case will be this one. This one. So you go enter and you get this thing over here. So the next thing we should do is do the same, but with the the x-axis, but this time using the maximum value and the maximum uncertainty. So maximum, we choose these ones, and then add this time any value, enter, and then equal maximum from this, and add the uncertainty for the maximum measure. So in this case it will be 0.87. So go enter, and then you need to click on the graph, double click, and then go to seleccionar datos, and over there you need to press on the plus button over here. So you press and then name the graph, I don't know, maximum, and then you select the values from X, that will be these ones, and for Y you delete whatever is in the space, and you choose the values. So now you go to aceptar, and the next thing you want to do is to graph these 2 points, which are the points that will give you the maximum gradient. And then you go, so you select your table, then go to diseño de gráfico, agregar elemento de gráfico, leyenda de tendencia, línea de tendencia, sorry, más opciones de línea de tendencia. Then you select max, go to aceptar. Again, make sure lineal and automática are selected, and you select the last two values, the last two shells, sorry. And then you already have your graph, your line over here with your equation. So that is your maximum gradient. In this case, this doesn't work a lot because this line doesn't touch it doesn't touch any uncertainty bar, but okay, I'm going to continue with the minimum gradient. So I just do the same minimum, I do another table, and then this time I will take the highest value for the x-axis, so equal to maximum value from the x-axis, and add the uncertainty, that in this case will be any of these ones. So we go enter, and for the y-axis I put equal the maximum again, but from the average, and then add the uncertainty of the maximum value. In this case it will be this one. So we go enter, and then we will do the same but for minimum values. So equal minimum, we select this, we subtract any uncertainty and go enter, and in this space we will put equal minimum, and then for the average we select the data from the average and subtract the minimum uncertainty. So in this case it will be this one. So we go enter. So we should grab them again. So we double click the table, then go to seleccionar datos, then we put here minimum. No, we add another series and we call it minimum. And then for the x-axis, I choose my x values, and for the y-axis, I choose my y values, and then go to aceptar. And you can look here that they are already over there, my dots. And so what we will do next is get the best fit line with the equation of those two dots. So we select them, go to diseño de gráfico, and then agregar elemento de gráfico, línea de tendencia, more options, then make sure lineal and automática are selected, then just choose the last two options, and then you got your equation. So in this case, I didn't get my minimum and maximum gradient correct because my best fit line isn't okay because my dots are dispersed. But in case you get a best fit line that passes through all your uncertainties, then you can do the minimum and maximum gradient in a correct way. In case a point doesn't pass through the best fit line, but only like 1 or 2 points, you can just delete them, but you should specify it at the bottom. In this case, I can't do that because my best fit line does not touch any of my points. So yeah, that's it. And then we should paste this in a new document. So just select the data, put copy, then open a new file in Word, and you just paste it. And so there you already have your graph with vertical and horizontal error bars, with the labeled x and y axis, with your title, and with your best fit line, and with your minimum and maximum gradient. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned and enjoyed the video. Goodbye.